Good morning, good morning, good morning. I got a story. Want to hear it? Here you go. So this video, it's going to be a lengthy one. If you watch my previous video, hopefully it will download in the process of me posting this one. That video is kind of hard for me to watch. On July 12th of 2024, I'm sitting in the car, kind of like how I'm sitting now. I'm 75 pounds heavier than what I was currently today. I'm spilling my guts out about what my living situation was, me having to go to a psych eval to see whether or not I was going to even be qualified for the surgery, for one, because I had some things going on in my life that could have potentially caused me not to be able to be deemed suit to be able to have that surgery. One is I'm oops, oops, oops. Sorry about that, guys. My phone holder fell. I had readjusted the phone holder and it fell. But one thing I'm honest about, and I have never lied to you all, guys, I've probably kind of danced around the subject, but at that time I was homeless. I did not have a place of my own. It was very hard for me to openly say that. I currently still don't have a place of my own. However, I have taken up residency where I can consider home for now. Um, and that's good. But it's not my own official place. I do not have my own official place anymore. I haven't had it in over a year now. And I'm explaining to you all what happened to me and why I no longer had my place. I even showed videos of me having to move out of my home, in which I resided for 2 years prior to having to give it up. And what that looked like. It's a hard video to watch. I don't even sound the same in that previous video to the way I sound now. But I kept my head up. It was very hard for me because I didn't know whether or not I had a place to stay. Didn't know how I was going to feed myself. Pretty much had a plan at the time to how I was going to bathe myself, because basically what I was doing at that time, I still was able to afford a gym membership. So I would go to the YMCA and I would take showers and things like that while I worked out as best as I could. I was in a lot of pain. Um, and it's a hard video to watch. And all I was going through, it was hard. I speak about grieving and how it looks for me. I hate that it happened the way it did, but it's life, and we don't have control how things hit us in life and how we are made to deal with it. And we have to take it as it came. So, unfortunately, I grieved the loss of two different situations all within the same year. My husband decided to leave me, or I wouldn't even say he decided to leave me, because apparently he had left me for some time, but he was just physically there. I was in a relationship with that person for over 20 years. We got married halfway through our relationship, and he was better to me as a boyfriend than he was as a husband. I know that's weird, but it's the truth. And I should have just left it the way it was as far as that relationship. I was going to leave the same year he asked me to marry him. And now that I look back on it, I feel the only reason why he asked me to marry him was because he knew I was going to leave. I didn't keep it, I wasn't hiding it, and I wasn't mean to him about it, but I think he looked at the way I was moving and that I most likely was going to leave. And it was very selfish of him in the time, in the moment, to preoccupy me, knowing that he did not deem to really want to be with me, which was wrong. Because a relationship is an investment. I don't care what anybody tells you, it is. You invest your time and energy to that person, and that person reverts their time and energy into you. There is no 50-50, it's 100-100. Who wants to be in a relationship 50% of the time? If I'm in a relationship, I gear to have 100% of your attention. That's including with the children, because you have to learn how to find a balance. So, But that being said, I speak about in this video me going through counseling when the stuff hit the fan and what it was looking like for me, where I found myself cooking dinners and setting a plate for this person and they no longer was in the home. How that person left me in thousands and thousands of dollars in debt. And when I'm saying that, like over $10,000 in debt. I am cordial now. I'm not trying to start anything on this post, but I'm telling my truth as I see it. At the time, because of the fact of him not being in a relationship the way he was supposed to be, he allowed certain people within his family to disrespect me, which was very, very so wrong. When I tried to check him on it or tried to talk to him in reference to what was going on, I got deemed a bitch and that I hated his family and he was over it. And that was not indeed the case. Trust me, with being with this person, I had to learn how to think before I spoke, because I didn't know what his reaction was. And no, he was not physically nice to me either, if I can sugarcoat it. And verbally, he wasn't nice to me as well. And it got to a point towards the end of the relationship where he started being mean to me and my children. That is even including the daughter that we shared in common. So at this point, he just made my job even easier when it came out full circle of what he had going on. And so he got upset because I put him out. He didn't want to leave. He even got violent towards me when I even had to do a restraining order against him. So he left. He was gone for maybe about 3 or 4 months. Started hearing from him again. And at one point, it looked like we possibly may have gotten back together, but he chose he didn't want to deal with it, and that was fine. I was getting used to him not being in the picture, but in the midst of all this, my son he passed away. And he didn't pass away by being sick. Someone took him from this world. And unfortunately, the nature of how he left, the people that are involved, it's a hard pill to swallow as well. So by going through that grief of loss of that relationship, it put me in a better mindset of what I was going to be soon facing, not knowing that I was going to be facing it. And I can tell y'all, every day it gets easier, but it doesn't go away. I know I have a purpose here, and I just could not give up. So I'm here to tell my story the best way I can tell my story. And for those that want to be along for the journey, follow along. Stay tuned for part 2.